Hey, how's it going everyone? This is the Anime Man. Unpopular opinions, you hate them, I debate them, so let's fight! Hell yeah, motherfucker, we're back with another episode of Let's Fight, the show where I take your opinions on unpopular matters about anime and otaku culture, manga, anything like that. Some opinions that I can fight against. I take them from my Twitter that you guys use the hashtag Let's Fight on, and I fight all of you. That's pretty self-explanatory. You guys keep coming back with more and more hot takes and tough questions that I love trying to answer because they're great questions and they're great opinions. Just some of them are, my opinions are a little bit too short to make a full video on, so this is the perfect choice of a show where I can take all of those and just cram them all together in a video that's probably too long for a lot of people, but who the fuck cares? I like making it, you guys love watching it, so without further ado, let's fucking fight! Psychopath is one of the, if not the best sci-fi cyberpunk anime. Oh, it's so precious. Have you not seen Akira yet? Is this day 3 of watching anime? Oh, it's okay. You'll soon come to realize just how wrong you are. People should stop doing the Waifu Wars. I mean, fans of the shows are loving and adoring one girl, but the second one is roasted and hated. Like, Rem is loved, but Amelia is hated. Ichigo is hated, but Zero-Two is loved. You know what? I actually quite disagree with this opinion because, man, watching two dudes, or two girls, no judgment here, just two weebs going head to head about who they think is the best girl in a series and the crazy like logical explanations that they can come up with just to satiate their just weird sexual tendencies is so fucking entertaining to watch. Like, fuck the presidential debate. They should just put up just two weebs just going head to head about who their number one waifu is, and that will just get so many people heated up for the wrong reasons. Okay, but in all seriousness, I am actually against this opinion because I do think that debating is healthy for a community. That debating and discussing, and even just with the smallest, you know, insignificant little things like, you know, if you fucking love Rem over Amelia, even though, you know, Beatrice is obviously best girl, but for the sake of it, let's just say if it's Rem or Amelia. Just this stupid argument, this insignificant argument on the grand scale of the anime world is still important because it keeps that fan base alive. It keeps that fan base talking and engaging and keeping the show alive in the large cesspool of anime that has come out even since the airing of a show like Re:Zero. I mean, the whole reason why shows like Re:Zero are still talked about to this day, even though it's been several years since the anime has aired, is because of people discussing whether Rem or Amelia is fucking better. And honestly, as long as it doesn't, you know, end up with a fucking, like, mob or a lynching happening, like a physical lynching happening between two weebs, then, like, I don't see what the problem is, dude. Just let the weebs argue on the internet, man. Like, just don't get involved with it if you don't want to get involved with it. I, for one, though, think it's fucking entertaining to watch, especially when, you know, in the case with, like, Rem versus Amelia for best girl, when both parties are wrong. Beatrice Army, where you at? Initial D is actually a good anime. The memes has kind of ruined its reputation. I disagree completely. I think the reputation of Initial D is just as positive as when the show first came out. And I agree with the point of, yes, Initial D is still a fucking fantastic anime series. My best friend Michael actually described Initial D in the most perfect way, and trust me, I have been wanting to use this analogy for so long on video because I just find it to be such a perfect analogy of the first season of Initial D. And he said that the first season of Initial D is kind of like when you take the most perfect shit. Like, the shape of it is perfect, the texture is perfect, the feeling of it coming out, it just feels so good and it's so perfect. But then at the end of it all, you remember that it's still a piece of shit. Like, yes, the characters and the narrative of especially the first season of Initial D is fucking phenomenal, but you gotta admit that the CG didn't exactly age all of that well. The animation is a little bit janky, and especially with all the memes that have come out of it, has had the tendency to be made fun of by a lot of people, but I feel a lot of people who do kind of meme the fuck out of Initial D most likely haven't seen Initial D. Like, everybody who memes the fuck out of songs like Deja Vu or Gas 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 or Running in the 90s, most likely, most of them have probably never seen Initial D before. Because they're just taking some of the more popular songs and being like, hey, look guys, I can meme Initial D. Deja Vu, I've just been to this place before. It's kind of like someone saying that their favorite Nirvana song is Smells Like Teen Spirit. They're just saying that because it's the only fucking song they've heard. When real Nirvana fans know that Kurt Cobain actually hated that song the most. So yeah, just let people meme it. Like, it's still funny regardless of if it's ruined the reputation of the show or not, which I definitely don't think it has. If anything, the memes have actually revived the show, and a lot of people have started to watch it because they see the memes and because they want to get into that fan base. People who complain that JoJo is not inspirational are complete idiots. Few things are more inspirational than a kid version of Jotaro beating the crap out of a creepy looking guy with an objectively terrible haircut. Honestly, I've never heard of this opinion. I've never heard of anyone who says that JoJo is barely inspirational. Because if they do say that, then they've clearly never watched JoJo, or in fact, anime in general. Because not only is JoJo a perfect gap between very, very anime and very, very Western cartoon tropes and just kind of being the love child of those two completely polar opposites of art mediums, but it is also a series that has inspired countless other manga artists to do some weird, radical, and just downright strange shit in their series. I mean, the reason why there are so many manga series that meme the fuck out of JoJo in any way that they can, the reason why you see so many fucking JoJo references anyway, the fact that the meme of, is that a motherfucking JoJo reference, even exists at all, goes to show the vast reputation and the vast inspiration that that series has given to the general manga and anime sphere. And I mean, yeah, it might be a little bit fucking weird, but if you actually have watched any interviews with the creator Araki Hirohiko, you would know that he doesn't actually remember writing and drawing half the shit in JoJo anyway. I don't know if it's because he was just fucking on drugs while he was writing it, or because he's so much of a genius that he's lying on the border of insanity. I mean, as they say, a genius is just an insane person with an audience. Like, look at the amount of JoJo volumes I have back here. I haven't even finished all of it. This is just parts 1 to 5, and I'm gonna collect the rest of that shit because fuck, I love JoJo. There is a reason why there is a saying in the anime community which says the only people who don't like JoJo are the people who have never seen it yet. It's because regardless of what kind of anime you're into, what kind of art style you're into, once you start watching JoJo, you can't quit. It's like a cult at this point. You can't just up and leave. Like, you have to sacrifice something to get out of it, and even then, most people don't want to get out of it. So yeah, if you find anyone that says that JoJo is not inspirational, just fucking arrivederci them and just be on your way. Action scenes in anime and manga are boring as hell, and I skipped most of the action scenes unless if it's short. Then don't read manga and watch anime that have action scenes in it. Like, I don't understand what this person is trying to say. You said that you'll skip most of the action scenes unless if it's short. How short are we talking? Are we talking like one panel? Are we talking like one page? Are we talking one chapter? Like, how short is short to you? Because what makes a great fight scene great is not dependent on how long or short it is. In fact, some of the greatest fights can be several arcs long, and some of them can be one fucking panel long. Because the only way that you'll be able to read manga or watch anime from here on out whilst avoiding action scenes entirely is to just watch Iyashike's Slice of Life series. And I mean, if you're into that shit, then fucking go for it, dude. There will never be a Yosuga no Sora type anime where the story branches out / has a different type of timeline. Someone's forgetting about Tomoyo after. They're also forgetting about every single anime that's based off an eroge. So shut up. I actually really like the 2016 Berserk. The CG might be kinda slow, but it still looks good and it's very entertaining to watch. It doesn't deserve all the hate it gets. Yeah.
Yes.
It does deserve all the hate it gets. It's not about whether you think it's good or not. It's just bad. I don't have a problem with CG in anime, so long as they make it fit with the narrative. Ajin was an entirely 3D anime and it looked great. Bubuki Buranki was an entirely 3D anime and it looked great. Berserk? You can't do that to my boy. Wherever Mira is right now in this world, he's rolling on the ground, writhing from the sheer PTSD of his series going from looking like this to looking like this. The CG is not kinda slow, it is disgraceful. And it is only entertaining if you want to watch Berserk as a comedy, but let me tell you, Berserk is far from a comedy. So, no, it does deserve all the hate it gets. Okay, let's leave it at that. Why is yaoi manga more popular than Yuri? Because fangirls, bro. Fangirls be cray, boy. PewDiePie's taller than you. Well, I think anyone would be if you wore souls like that. Children under the age of 15 should be allowed to watch Tokyo Ghoul. You know, that's really hilarious because I think the general consensus is that the majority of fans of the Tokyo Ghoul series are kids below the age of 15. I mean, if you're above the age of 15 and you like Tokyo Ghoul, then you're fine. Like, you can like Tokyo Ghoul if you want, but let's just say that you are the minority. After watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, I can say it really is in the border between anime and cartoons, considering its overall style, storyline, and development. It definitely is one of the anime-ish cartoon series that even puts other pure anime to shame. So to give this tweet context, I actually recently started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, finally, because I never grew up with it. Aki did grow up with it. A lot of people grew up with it, except for me. Like, so many people are like, how did you miss out on Avatar: The Last Airbender? What did you watch as a child? I watched anime. Real anime? No, but seriously, I was thinking to make a video on the whole, is Avatar: The Last Airbender an anime or not? But considering I've got this question here on Let's Fight, I'm just gonna answer in this video. Do I think Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime? Yes and no. I think it is, on the grander scale of things, still a cartoon, but it is a heavily anime-inspired cartoon. And honestly, regardless of if you think Avatar is a full-fledged anime or not, it doesn't deter from the fact that it is a fucking fantastic show that, yes, does put a lot of pure anime to shame. The storytelling and the characters are all so well developed, especially in the second and third season. I mean, my god. I love Toph, I love Iroh, I know they're fucking fan favorites, but goddamn, I can see why so many people loved these two characters growing up. And overall, it's just a really interesting series, especially if you are versed in a lot of anime. You can actually see where specific characters and specific parts of the story were heavily inspired from anime. Like, oh yeah, this is clearly inspired from this show, or this is clearly inspired from this show. But just overall, while watching the series, I was just having a really fun time. Like, I was reliving a memory that I never really had as a kid, and I was just fucking enjoying the ride while it lasted. And can I just say that, as much as I hate the word Sakuga, man, there's some good fucking Sakuga in that show. Like, holy shit. The fight choreography puts even shows like Naruto to shame. Like, some of these fights are just so fucking epic and so well choreographed and so well animated. Like, shit gave me a bone. I'm sure that would have given me a little kid boner when I was growing up watching that shit. But yeah, on the whole thing of, is Avatar an anime, it really depends on how you define the word anime. Like, you know, how would you define, say, the Netflix Castlevania series? Like, I called it an anime in my video, but I don't really see it as a full-fledged anime. Because a lot of people argue that, oh, Avatar got a Japanese dub, so wouldn't that technically be an anime? The bottom line is, I don't fucking know. It just depends on how you define the word anime, how you define the word cartoon. But the bottom line is, Avatar's a fucking great show. Go watch it if you haven't. Don't be like me and wait 24 years of your life to finally experience that shit. Watch it while you still can and while you still enjoy good animation. You don't have to keep up with seasonal anime. Not every season is going to have a great series, and honestly, it's a lot to keep up with. It shouldn't matter if you missed a few out of the several shows that happen in a season. Man, tell that to the hundreds of my viewers who constantly ask me, hey, have you seen this series? Hey, have you seen this series? Hey, have you dedicated your entire life and reason of being to watching every single anime series that comes out every single season? Truth be told, I have recently really started to fucking dislike watching seasonal anime just because everyone is fucking talking about it and I just can't sit down and watch it and enjoy it or not enjoy it in peace and quiet. That's why the amount of videos that I have been talking about seasonal stuff that is currently airing, and videos that I release while that series is currently airing has decreased quite dramatically in these 6 years of me doing this channel. Because A, I just can't fucking keep up. There is just so much series that has been made, and more series are being made every single season. And B, I want to watch other shit, man. Like, I want to go back and watch Avatar because I missed out on that shit. And yes, I do absolutely agree that if you only watch seasonal anime, you are missing out on so much good shit from even before you were born. That's what I'm really enjoying doing right now, is to go back and watch anime and read manga from times before I was born, like the greats of what people consider to be fucking awesome series, even before I planted my 2 feet on this earth. So if you really don't want to give up on the seasonal anime and you just have a crippling case of FOMO in the anime community, then just pick maybe like 2 or 3 series to keep up with, and then dedicate the rest of your time to just going back and broadening your horizons with older series, because I can guarantee that you will find an older series that you will fucking love to bits more than any seasonal anime you'll probably ever watch. Doraemon is the best slice of life anime. Why is that so fucking true? You know what? You're fucking right. You're fucking right, my boy. Doraemon is the best slice of life anime. Like, I never thought about that shit at all. It's not only the best slice of life anime, it is the best coming of age anime as well, because the amount of development in every single character, not just Nobita, but Giant, Suneo, Shizuka-chan, even Doraemon himself, throughout the 30-something years that series is going on is fucking awesome. Like, especially when you grow up with it from a young age, it's so just, it's like watching your son grow up. It's like, oh, you've gotten so big now, my boy. Watch or read Doraemon, especially if you're still young and watching this video. Please do. It's great. Like, Doraemon was my Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, that was the show that I grew up with, and that is the show that I would recommend to people, being like, you want to experience something from your childhood that you never experienced at all? Watch some Doraemon. I don't know who anime based on video games are for. They can't match up to just playing the game itself. The fans are, at best, getting something to add to their meme gallery. I kind of see where you're coming from, because I am very much agreeing with the point of, I personally don't see what the point of anime based off video games are. I mean, I did a whole video on the whole, idea of what even is the point of video game based anime. But I can also see from the point of view of someone who doesn't play games at all, or who doesn't have enough time to play games. For example, the majority of people who watch the Persona 5 animation most likely didn't play Persona 5 the game. Or if they did play Persona 5 the game, they probably saw the Persona 5 animation and was like, ew. I mean, I sure did, especially when compared to the game. Like, that series was just a waste of my fucking time. But I can also understand someone who doesn't want to sink 200 hours of their life into playing a game when they can just watch an anime that will take them, what, 6 to 7 hours? I get it if it's like based off a game that is just really long running, or a game that just has a massive amount of lore and you can't be bothered to sit through all of the tutorials to understand what everything about that universe is entailed. But at the same time, I don't understand anime adaptations of games that are longer than the game itself. Like, I really didn't see the point of the Angels of Death anime, because it takes like, what, 6 hours to get through that anime? It took me about 4 hours to beat the game. And you actually get a lot more of an enjoyable experience because you're experiencing playing the horror as opposed to just third-party watching the horror while watching the anime. And don't even get me started about anime based off of mobile games. Those can just fuck off. Those can just disappear completely. They are a waste of TV airtime. And finally, it's time to stop talking about Boku no Pico. You're right, guys. Can we make a pact right now together, you and me? Just fucking, we've heard it all. We've heard all of the memes. Oh, Boku no Pico is the best anime. Look, we get it, okay? I think every single anime fan in this community right now, at least if you've been in this community for like more than 2 weeks, then you're probably already fucking sick of the Boku no Pico memes. It was funny when the series was first came out, like 5-10 years ago when it first came out. It was funny. It was like, oh yeah, look at this really cute little boy who actually ends up being the fuck buddy of a really fucked up adult. Ha ha ha. Very hilarious and very vulgar. But I mean, Like, everyone's heard of it now. The jokes are old. We need to find a more fucked up hentai that will even put Boku no Pico to shame. That will make Boku no Pico look tame as fuck. Like, we need to find the 2 girls 1 cup equivalent of hentai and make that the next meme. Make that the next anime to trick unknowing anime fans into watching it and being like, hey, look, check out this really fucked up anime, right? Yeah, you're gonna get scarred for life. Here's a serving of Boku no Pico to help you ease that PTSD. So guys, let's do it. 2019. This is the year that Boku no Pico jokes end. Let's not talk about it. While we're at it, let's end the fucking Corey in the house memes too. They were funny at first, now they're fucking old. Let's end both of those right the fuck now. 2019, it's the year that it's gone. If we go into 2020 and we're still hearing about Boku no Pico and Corey in the house memes, then I'm leaving the internet forever. Like, I'm done. Like, the memes are dead forever. But guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of Let's Fight! Thank you once again to every single person who submitted your opinions and tough questions over on my Twitter. If you would like to be involved in the next episode of Let's Fight, then make sure to follow your boy over on Twitter and use that hashtag Let's Fight to submit your unpopular opinions about anime, manga, otaku culture, or just anything in general. Anything goes, but try and stick it to, anime, and try and make it actually unpopular. Like, so many people still don't understand the idea of the show and just think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw an opinion out there that I've heard 900,000 times and see Joey fight about it. But it's like, if I agree with it, then what's the point? But luckily, the majority of you do give me some really interesting questions and different opinions, so I appreciate it because this show is all about you guys. It's built by your guys' hot, spicy opinions and my willing to fisticuff you over the eternal meme sphere of the internet. So yeah, just keep that up. Check out all of the other previous episodes of Let's Fight down in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for any banter, keep watching anime. Ciao!